I'm very excited to bring up our next comedian. He has an Instagram series called Harry Being Bad. Please welcome to the stage, Harry Moroz.
Sexual addiction. You don't want it, trust me. Like, I don't have it, but I know some people that would suck your dick to suck your dick. It's a life, man. They said we got dumb kids in America. I don't buy it. I don't think that's true. I think it's that the school systems are failing our kids. I think they're not teaching them properly. Like, we're still teaching literature from 200 years ago in English class, like the language hasn't changed at all. No one speaks that way anymore. It was the best of times, it was the worst of times. It was the age of wisdom, it was the age of foolishness. It was the sentence no child could get through without falling asleep. Why? There's no way a kid's gonna understand that the way it's written. Updated. Times was dope, times was some bullshit. I was reading, was tripping, she was tight, The kids don't understand Shakespeare anymore. Where you at, Romeo? I got daddy issues, I want to be called the Destiny from now on. Let's drink this scissor until we dizzy. Be cool for the kids just want to be cool. The kids don't want to be, I wanted to be cool as a kid. But I unicycled for 15 years, and I don't think that translates to cool in the conventional sense. Harry, you own a unicycle? No. I owned 22 unicycles. That's enough wheels for 11 real boy bicycles. How silly my shit was growing up. They gotta have different rims for different things. 20-inch rims, that's for doing tricks. 24-inch rims, that's for unicycle racing. 7-foot tall unicycle, that was for parades. And something called the ultimate wheel, that's unicycle with no seat, because your boys got skills. Where there's streamers and all the spokes, you got your ass to work, because you got a shot when you ride, baby! Dismount. I still got all 22 of those bad motherfuckers, They're my dad's place, they're locked up in his garage in case of emergency. Hitting like Batman's costume in The Dark Knight Rises, Sometimes he creeps on me like Alfred, he's like, this shit doesn't need you in the parades anymore. I always wanted more wheels for you, Dad. I still do. Unicycles, that's how I got on TV for the first time. I got cast on Disney's Ant Farm, voted by the New York Post as the second worst show in all of television. Behind only The Real Housewives of Everywhere combined. And I got cast on Ant Farm as a 14-year-old unicycle prodigy. And that happened to me as a 28-year-old man. Once you're up there, man, no one's gonna think you hit puberty. Just pop on that helmet, pop on that wheel, and pretend that cooties aren't real. Skip! When I was in 7th grade, I had a girlfriend because unicycles get a surprising amount of ass. And we were going at it hot and heavy, making out, the French kind, that's with tongues and berets. She invited me over to her place one day. I go over there, all excited. But while I'm there, she broke up with me. Which it was rough. It was my first relationship. I was, devastated. It was a mess. And unfortunately for me, I had ridden over there on a unicycle. Which meant I had to ride home through a subdivision crying hysterically on the unicycle. Looking like I just escaped from some clown's basement. You need at least 2 wheels on your escape vehicle. One is too silly and slow, It was a traumatic experience. It's just rude. But as bad as I felt, I must have made anybody else who saw me stag. This is middle America. This is Michigan suburbs we're talking about. There must have been at least one 60-year-old guy not happy with the hand that life dealt him, frustrated, watering his lawn. Oh my God, that's not my kid. Oh, my boy just throws like a sissy. Gotta tell him I love him. So I don't unicycle anymore. Now I surf. I live in LA. Why wouldn't I? The ocean is so great. I surf despite my dad's requests on a regular basis. I put up these pictures of me in a wetsuit. He just calls me up. He's all freaked out. He's like, Harry, you can't surf. It's so dangerous. You're my boy. I'm worried that something bad's going to happen to you. I keep reading about all these people that get eaten by sharks. It's so scary. I mean, you can still hang out with your friends, do something fun, go see a movie, but be safe about it. I had to explain to my dad, more people were killed watching the movies last year than by sharks. You can grow. That's a true stat. I didn't make that up. It's the way of the world, you know? It's not like I don't know the risks of surfing. It's just at this point, I'm more afraid of the trashy wakes than the great ones. So. It's not like I'm not safe. I'm a safe dude, I think. Like, I spent a whole bunch of time inside playing my fucking Sega Genesis. Relic from the 90s, man. Great console. Great decade. What a decade the 90s were, right? Awesome music, awesome shows, fun games. Who didn't love it? I feel like people were loving the 90s since the fucking 80s. That's how good a decade the 90s were. Like, I've been playing NBA Jam for 20 years and I still love it. That's longevity, you know? I still love it, and I am still terrible at it. That speaks to the game, though. Like, I've been trashed in that game down by 30 points, but then I take off from the three-point line, 1080, tomahawk slam, the announcers lose it, and I feel like I'm king of the world. Those guys are so positive, those announcers. They make me feel great. I feel like you could use the lines from the NBA Jam announcers to catcall women, and it wouldn't even be offensive. I see a girl on the street, razzle dazzle! Is it the shoes? Oh. And girls, you don't like that? Just NBA Jam me back. Rejected! I'll get it. Step back, work on my game, maybe settle for a 3. It just depends. Like, you can do stuff bad, but you can also do stuff like sparingly, and it's not so bad. Like drugs. I don't love drugs. I'm very pro-drug, you know? Like, I chose the truth over dare. I'm not an idiot. Like, I'm an adult. Because, like, drugs do open your eyes to things. They make you see new things. Like, if I had never done Molly, I would have no idea my favorite color is lasers. And you need to know that's information to have. People have asked me this. And I'm not even like a crazy drug. My favorite drug is marijuana by far. It's the best, it's cheap, it's fun. You're more interesting when I'm on it, so it's a good... It's a great fucking drug, but I'm not like gonna be super defensive and like protective of weed. I got some friends that will like fight to the teeth for weed, you know? Like, I was hanging out with one of my buddies, and he's complaining about how whack it is, and how crazy and messed up it is, that marijuana's not legal in this country, and how big a joke in 2016 is not legal. And I thought that was a bold thing to say, considering we were blazing a joint on Sunset and Vine, blowing smoke in people's faces. I don't know what legally need this to be. So, well, you can still get a ticket for possession of marijuana. You know that? You can still get a ticket. I've lived in LA for 5 years now. I smoke weed all the time, often in public. I've never gotten a ticket for possession of marijuana. I don't have any friends who got a ticket for possession of marijuana. I don't know anybody who's gotten a ticket for possession of marijuana. However, last week I had to pay $135 for a parking ticket. We need to legalize parking before I give a shit. That's where I stand. Fuck the war on drugs, Bernie. I want the war on talent. You guys have been Harry Moroz. You've been a great audience.